Hello, and welcome to SunRaye's Magical Corner. I don't do very many of these, so I'm so excited to do this today for Beltane. Happy Beltane! For those of you who don't know, it is a pagan holiday, something I like to celebrate, and this year I'm going hard. It's also known as May Day, and it happens on the 1st of May. Beltane is the halfway point between the spring equinox and the summer solstice, that middle marker. It's time to celebrate the budding of spring, the time of our abundance and warmth that we get from our sunshine. It's also known as the Festival of Fire. So the word Beltane comes from Bel is a Celtic god, and Tane is Gaelic meaning for fire. So this day is even celebrated on the eve before May 1st and into the morning of May 1st. You can celebrate it May 1st though on the day, or you can celebrate it the day before. Just remember, and I'm going to say this a lot, it's all about your intentions and how you can celebrate. Sometimes we can't celebrate certain holidays on the day of the holiday, so no difference in this. It also means like when the god of Greenwood and the goddess of Mother Earth united, it brings in the healthy growing season. Beltane is a wonderful time to do personal type of rituals that are focusing on like wealth within your relationships. The wealth, wealth doesn't always mean money. Neither does abundance. So you can just like manifest the growth between your relationship with your significant others, or your friends, or your family, and your loved ones. Just really putting that energy and love into those relationships. During this time of Beltane, the earth energies are pretty big at their peaks right now. So that's why it's good to be charged with like sexuality and fertility. Really bringing in that energy up, building those relationships back up. And fertility doesn't always mean a baby. Fertility can mean, fertility in your work, in your life, in your career, certain ideas and stuff. This is the time to be brewing those all together. A lot of people during this time, when there's festivals and you can get out and gather with people, you can have bonfires and maypoles. This is what a maypole looks like if you're unsure of it. Before I became pagan and knew what Beltane was, I remember seeing those at festivals and stuff growing up. So that's pretty cool to like be able to put it with a piece of what it comes from. People during this time will also make like the flower crowns. I have a little fake one, but like this one right here with the dandelions and the different flowers, and they'll weed them together and make little head crowns of flowers. So again, things that you can do during the Beltane to celebrate is, of course, the maypole, like I said. You can offer gifts to the fae. You can dance, listen to music, let all that energy flow out of you. Spend a lot of time in nature, really connecting with that Mother Earth, feeling the earth, the wind, the fire from the bonfire. Drink some water, and you've got all of the elements there with you. Light some candles. You can even create a nature altar inside of your home. Maybe you could just go out and have an outdoor picnic. Just go be outside, feel that wind, feel that air, get that earth energy flowing through you. Some really good herbs that are good for like your altars and your manifesting and rituals during this time is mint. So mint is really good for the renewal and the energy. Then we got yarrow, which is good for strength and protection. There's calendula. Not sure if I'm saying that right. I don't have that one, but it's for joy and attraction. So bringing that happiness and attracting that love and that light. Dandelions. I do have dandelions. If I have any fresh ones outside, I may go pick some, but just some dandelions. Then we got some thyme. Thyme is good for that courage and that strength. We got some rose petals. That's good for love and happiness. And then we got lavender for peace and balance. There's also hawthorn here, which I do not have. That is also for protection and fairy magic. Some of the symbols that you might see representing Beltane are maypoles, of course, unions of gods and goddesses, sacred wells and water, herbs and greenery. This is how they said it. Greenery, like green energy. Fresh flowers, bees and butterflies, fire or some kind of flame, and the green man. So that is a little bit of Beltane. For me personally, it being Beltane, and it's also the first of the month, so we're going to go through together and we're going to do first of the month rituals and a Beltane ritual. So my first of the month ritual, it's going to start with the cinnamon through the front door. Okay, so get your cinnamon, and you're going to just pour a little bit in your hand. I do a little bit. That lid on, just in case my kitty comes back. Then you fill it. Just a little bit. That's all you need. You really do not need much. Okay, now that I'm at the front door, I have the cinnamon in my hand, and we're gonna just ask the universe for blessings and abundance. So universe and the divine, please bring my home and my family love and abundance throughout this month. And you just blow it into your house. Alright, now that we did that, I just want to let you guys know that I like to put it in my left hand, because your left hand is your receiving hand and your right hand is your output hand. So I put it in my left hand so that when I blow it through the door, it is bringing me the abundance. I'm receiving the abundance. That's our first of the month ritual. The second one, I need to catch my breath. So for the second one, I'm going to do a money bowl. This is something I don't usually do. I never really get into the money ritual things, but this month and today I'm feeling like super magical, so we're going to do it this day. So this is going to be my money bowl. It is a rhodonite crystal. It is a bowl. I will be placing it down on my stairwell so that, every time I walk in and I leave, I'm passing my money bowl. Money is coming, money is going, money is coming, money is going. So this is rhodonite. Rhodonite is not typically paired with money rituals, but honestly, this is what I got. Gotta use what you got. And I did look it up to see how I could get it to correlate with money, and it does, unintentionally. It helps your emotional stability, and then it helps with attracting abundance and really giving you that confidence for your own self-worth. So in reality, it's doing like behind the scenes things to bring you that money, bring you that abundance. So it calls for rice. So I got some rice right here. You're just going to pour it into your money bowl. The curb layer. Flatten it out a little. Maybe a little divot in the middle so that your candle has a place to set once it gets in. And then some basil is the next one. Some basil. Right there. You're just gonna take a little pinch. Oh, I don't know if you see that about that much. Just a little pinch. Just sprinkle it in there, kind of crumb it up if it's nice and dry. And then bay leaves. Look at your bay leaves. I like them to be whole. There's a pretty good one. Another little one. And I am actually going to draw money signs and hearts on these. Money signs, just to bring in that symbolic idea that this is a money bowl, and some hearts for that self-worth and self-love to bring that forward. Now I got one with a money sign on it and one with a heart on it. I'm just going to place those in the back side of the bowl. Like that. So I got my rice, my basil, and my bay leaves so far. Now we're going to get our cinnamon stick. A cinnamon stick. Place it in that money bowl as well. Coins or bills. What I am going to be using for this is I have some dollar coins and some $2 bills, which I've heard are lucky. I'll have to look more into that, and if I find out what, I'll put it here in the screen. But I got some $2 bills and some dollar coins. I'm just going to throw the dollar coins in there, and then kind of fold up your bills where they're pretty thin like this. You can either fold it or roll it towards you though, because you are wanting to bring that money towards you, into your energy, into your aura. So roll it and stick that bad boy somewhere in that money bowl. And really try to separate these out a little bit so that when you put that candle in there, you're not going to be catching your money. That is kind of the freaky deaky. Okay, I kind of have mine arranged a little bit. As you guys know and could tell, my bowl is a little bit small, but I kind of separated the cinnamon stick from the money to try to this one. Okay, so it does say candle. Okay, you want to get your candle. It does say if you have a green candle, perfect, because green represents the green on money. But if you don't have a green candle, like I happen to find out myself today, white. You can always use white. White is a universal color and can be a substitute for any spell, any ritual, etc. I'm just going to burn the bottom of that a little bit so that when I place it in this money bowl, it really sticks to the bottom, okay? Make sure to put this somewhere safe that you're going to be able to trust that the candle can burn safely without burning anything. Sometimes these candles take 5 minutes. Sometimes they take 5 hours to burn. So just make sure that it's in a fire safe place. And then try to think of I like to make things personal. I like to think of my own words for my own rituals and my own spells, just because you never know what kind of energy may be in something else, and whatever. Just if you want to find yourself a money chanting spell, you can. I'm just going to say a little thing, a little words, ask the divine. So what I'm going to say is, I call on the divine and I ask of thee to bring me abundance and love, self-worth, and to let me grow instead of survive. I ask the divine to bring me enough to advance in my life and not just survive. I wish to advance. Namaste, blessed be. Light your candle and really just kind of stand there for a moment. Put your energy into it. Be thinking about having that abundance. Be thinking about what you're going to do with that abundance. Be thinking about how you're going to feel when you get that abundance. Take a moment. Close your eyes if you need to. Hands around the candle if it makes you feel well. That feels really good. When that is done burning, I will be moving it back into my stairwell. Again, I've heard it's really good to have your money bowls next to your door that you come in and out of. frequently. That way you're walking past it quite often. Yeah, I've heard a couple of people say that they chuck some coins in it throughout the month, just to add to it and bring more towards them. So that's the money one. Now we are going to do a candle ritual for Beltane. Candle ritual. We're going to do this for love and abundance and growth. And I'm talking like spirituality growth, personal growth, things that you want to achieve and be better at from yourself. Some of the candle colors that they suggest are green, red, yellow, and white. And here is why. Green promotes growth and abundance, fertility, and it really reflects the flourishing nature outside. So it's bringing that greenage into your spell work. Red is for passion, energy, vitality, fairy energy, and it's like a bonfire. It really represents that bonfire that happens. Yellow, it's for joy, creativity, energy, and bringing in the energy from the sun. It also invokes warmth and light of spring. White symbolizes purity. It's cleansing and it promotes protection, and it's reflecting the ideas of renewals and new beginnings. So the color I chose, because I'm not trying to have like a 4 candle spell, I don't have things for that. But again, it's spell work and rituals is all about your intentions and your energy that you're putting into it. So it doesn't really matter what colors you're using, what herbs you're using. It's honestly more of like an aesthetic and gives you more of like a feeling that you're doing something correctly. So I chose the yellow one. And if you know me, you probably know why I chose yellow. I chose yellow because of joy. I want that energy. I'm evoking joy. Joy was my granny's name. She lived up to every little ounce of joy, if not more. She was amazing. And she's part of my soul family. We've lived together in many lives. And since she has passed, she has become one of my spirit guides. So anything joy, I feel compelled to so much. And her loving and compassionate energy is something I'm really trying to put inside of me for my own spiritual growth. So it all ties in just like that. Use your intuition. You do what you feel called to. So we're gonna the yellow candle, and then we're gonna go back to some of the herbs that we saw for Beltane and see what is good for it, which is mint, yarrow, and I have dandelions, which I need to go check to see if I have any fresh ones outside. Thyme, roses, and lavender. So I got all of these herbs. Set those all up. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And guess what? I have some fresh dandelions outside. And I got 3 because 3 is just a lucky number for me. 3, okay. So, dandelions. Alright. What I'm going to do here is you're going to want to burn. I have a candle holder like this, okay? You can use whatever kind of candle holder you have, whatever kind of dish you may have that is fire safe. This is the best I got. So I'm going to burn the bottom of this so that it sticks to the bottom inside of there. Burn it, burn it, burn it. Get it all melted. Stick it in there before it has a chance to dry. If it doesn't stick the first time, it's okay. Alright, see, now it's stuck in there. And we're going to grab some of our mint. These are some pretty dried out pieces, so I just grabbed a little bundle like that. And I'm going to crunch it up on the inside. Just like that. And the next one is yarrow. And again, if you don't have all of these ingredients, as you remember, I didn't have 2 of them, the hawthorn or the calendula. I don't have those 2, but it's okay. Just use what you have. If you don't have any of these, it's okay. Just light a candle. Again, It's about the intentions. It's not necessarily about what you have. What you have is just like helping the tools in your mind cooperate more. I just want to make sure I get a good chunk of yarrow. Right, so I got a little pinch of it here. It really doesn't take much, just pinches, and just put it in there. So far we have the joy and the creativity and invoking that warmth and the light of spring, and we have renewal and energy, and now we put protection and strength in, and now time. This is going to be for that courage and that strength. Again, you really don't need very much. I try to be very minimal. So just a pinch. And just sprinkle it on in there. Some people like to slightly burn the outsides of their candles and roll their candles into the herbs. That is an option as well. Now we got rose petals. Rose petals is for that love and the happiness. You know, that part of Beltane with bringing in the abundance within your relationships that are around you. Love and happiness. And again, just sprinkle it on in there, all around. And now we got lavender. Lavender is for peace and balance. I love lavender so much. Everything I have is lavender lately. Go ahead and put that lavender in there. And then for my very last ingredient, my last herb is going to be these dandelions. I'm going to place them in there. They are kind of circling the candle a little bit. You know, that's really cute. And if they ignite, which I doubt because they're really kind of moist, it's okay because it's in a fire safe kit. So again, with the words that you want to say, you don't always have to say things. You don't always have to say words. You can just feel it. You know, light your candle and just feel it. Visualize it. A lot of people are different like that. Something I have written down is, again, that kind of goes hand in hand with my money ritual. I thank the divine for giving me another spring. Time for growth and renewal. I ask for it to bring forth love and abundance in life and love. I ask to advance instead of survive. Namaste. So I'm going to light my candle now. And I'm going to sit here and I'm just going to really visualize happiness. I'm going to visualize love and abundance. I'm going to ask for, you know, a good summer this year. I'm going to ask it to give me mercy this summer. Be kind on me. Just close your eyes and really put that energy forward. And those are my first of the month and my Beltane rituals that I wanted to share with you guys today. If you guys like this, definitely let me know. I'm going to share with you guys like 3 different videos I pulled off of TikTok of other people explaining Beltane. The last one is a little bit more on the spookier side, so I hope you guys enjoy those.
Here's your complete guide to Beltane. Beltane, often mispronounced as Beltane, starts at sunset on April 30th and ends at sunset on May 1st for us Northern Hemisphere witches. The word Beltane roughly translates to bright fire and marks the beginning of summer. This would often be celebrated through bonfires and carries associations of fertility, the sun, purification, cleansing, protection, and good fortune. The earliest mention of the celebration is in Old Irish literature, but many other cultures have similar festivals around this time to welcome May. There are tons of ways to celebrate, which I go over in my recent YouTube video, but a few of these ways are having a fire, using a cauldron or candle, making flower crowns or decorating with seasonal flowers, going for a walk in nature and foraging, wearing seasonal colours like red, yellow, orange or green, doing protection or abundance spell work, delving into different types of divination, or providing offerings to the trooping fae with honey or milk. However you choose to celebrate, do something that matches your energy levels and brings you joy. And if you'd like to learn more about the origins, misconceptions and celebrations, click the link in my bio.
They say on Beltane, the fires awaken the earth and open the gates between worlds. Long before modern calendars, the Celtic tribes gathered under the stars on May 1st, celebrating the midpoint between spring and summer. They lit great bonfires not just for warmth, but as a sacred ritual to cleanse, protect, and ignite new life. But what most forget is that Beltane was also the night the Fae returned. Ancient lore says the veil between the human realm and the otherworld is at its thinnest, second only to Samhain. The seers would leave offerings of honey, milk, and flowers at sacred trees and stone circles. If you heard laughter in the woods or music without a source, they said the Tuatha De Danann were near. Witches danced the spiral, lovers leapt the flames, and entire villages joined hands to honor the sacred union of the god and goddess, not in fear, but in ecstasy. It was a night of wild magic, where time bent and hearts remembered something ancient. And some believe, if you walk the woods alone at midnight on Beltane, you might not walk out alone. Follow for more ancient history and the unexplained.
Everyone thinks Halloween was the haunted one, but May the 1st, that's the night people were actually afraid of. Tomorrow is Beltane, or Callan Mai, the old fire festival. A celebration of life, sure, but also a night that's been quietly feared for centuries. Because the Eve of May sits in the middle of spring and summer, one of the old crossroad days where boundaries get thinned, not just between seasons, but between worlds. People used to light twin fires and walk between them for protection, or drive their cattle through the smoke so they wouldn't die. You weren't supposed to sleep without salt by your bed. You weren't supposed to whistle. And if you heard music in the woods, you definitely weren't supposed to follow it. So maybe tomorrow is about flowers and dancing. Or maybe it's about something older, something that remembers the smoke and the doors we used to keep shut. Have a happy May Day.
And what did you guys think? What do you think about Beltane? Do you want to celebrate it? Do you celebrate it? And if you do, let me know in the comments how you celebrate it. Okay, so before we wrap this up, I want to do a reading as a collective for Beltane for all of us, okay? I chose the Vintage Wisdom deck. It is a very, very beautiful deck. I decided to use this one today because of the colors and, you know, I'm not quite 100% sure. I just felt really drawn to this deck today for this reading. So we're going to do a Beltane reading. It's going to be 3 cards. And this first card is going to be Speed. What you're ready to grow and manifest. Shuffle the deck real quick. These cards are massive and I have baby hands. But I usually like the smaller deck. Now I'm going to split that. Speed. What you're ready to grow and manifest. Change. This is a really good one because with growth and manifesting, you have to change something. Manifesting things that you want to happen, you have to start acting accordingly as well. You know, in growth, you can't grow if you don't change anything. You still do the same things don't change any habits or thoughts or self-talk, you're not going to change. Okay, so this is a really good seed. And the second one is flame. The passion that will guide you. Gratitude. Oh my goodness. This is such a good reading. So gratitude. That's got to be your flame. That's got to be your passion. What's the thing that's really going to guide you through everything is your gratitude. Giving thanks, making sure that you appreciate what you are being given, because a lot of the times things will be given to us and we don't appreciate it and we take it for granted, and then we lose it, and then we're like, wow, I could have changed a lot in my life during that, but we didn't appreciate it. We didn't realize what was given to us. So have that gratitude be your passion. Be very thankful. And the next one, bloom. Advice that will keep you going. Choice. This is telling me choice. What is going to keep you growing and going is your choices. You're going to have to really think about choices that you make, because sometimes we make choices that feel comfortable, and what kind of growth is there? We have to make the choices that make us uncomfortable. That way we are expanding, we are learning, we are growing. And sometimes the things that make us the most uncomfortable are the best things for us. So if you're stuck in a job and you absolutely hate it, and you hate what that place is standing for and what they're doing to you and your fellow coworkers, or your customers or your clients just aren't it, and you're just not happy, you have to change. You have to be grateful, and you need to make different choices. Make that choice. Get up, get out there, put yourself out there, make yourself uncomfortable so you can learn and grow. And that is my Beltane reading for today. If you like this, make sure to let me know. Like and subscribe to my channel. I will try to get more into my magical corner for you guys. Let me know what kind of things you would like to see next. Make sure to check out my Let's Talk Ghosts. And I have a new merch line. I have merch. I'm not wearing it. I was going to pretend like I was wearing it. But you can get Let's Talk Ghosts merch. You can get SunRaye's merch. You can get a couple of shirts, or, you can get it on whatever you want. Make sure to check that out. And then if you wouldn't mind, go subscribe to my wifey's profile, because we do chill chats, hopefully every Friday. Yeah, and that's it. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. Happy Beltane, and bring on the sun. This is what my spell looks like. Money, the table, and the coins.